The wait is finally over. While 10 other teams were logging thousands of kilometers in Barcelona last week, one garage remained dark and one car remained a mystery. But today, Tuesday, February 3, 2026, the silence has been broken. Williams has officially revealed the FW48, the car that Carlos Sainz hopes will justify his leap of faith away from Maranello. But as the covers came off at Grove, the questions only got louder. Why did the most anticipated Williams in a decade miss the most important test of the new era? James Vowles has been open about the painful delays, admitting that the car failed critical load tests and structural checks just days before it was supposed to ship to Spain. But looking at the technical details of the FW48 today, it's clear that this wasn't just a manufacturing error. It was a radical engineering gamble that pushed the 2026 regulations to their absolute breaking point. Vowles has revealed that the FW48 is 3 times more complicated than any car Williams has ever built. The team pushed the boundaries of the new shorter, lighter 2026 chassis so hard that the production cycle simply couldn't keep up. The FW48 features an ultra-narrow cooling philosophy that we haven't seen since the failed Mercedes Zero sidepod experiments. But with the 2026 cars being narrower and the aerodynamics focused on reduced drag, Williams believes they have found a way to make it work where Mercedes couldn't. The sidepods are virtually non-existent, channeled into a massive rear diffuser that looks like nothing else on the grid. This extreme interpretation is designed to maximize airflow to the rear, but the lack of mileage is a terrifying reality for Albon and Carlos Sainz. They are heading into the official Bahrain test on February 11th with zero real-world data on their energy recovery systems. In a year where the 50-50 power split between the engine and the battery is everything, starting with a blank sheet of paper, while Ferrari and Mercedes already have 5,000 kilometers of data, is a mountain that even a talent like Sainz might struggle to climb. And let's be honest about the timing. This reveal comes right in the middle of the 17.5E1 compression scandal that we've been tracking all week. While Mercedes and Ferrari are fighting a political war in the FIA offices over thermally expanding pistons, Williams is sitting in a unique position. As a customer of Mercedes, they are tied to whatever happens with the Brixworth power unit. The scandal revolves around a suspected loophole where teams use materials that expand at 1000 degrees Celsius to increase compression beyond the legal 16.1 limit. If the FIA rules that this Mercedes trick is illegal or forces a technical directive change, Williams, who already missed their shakedown, could be forced to run a detuned or compliant engine in Bahrain without having ever tested the original version. It is the ultimate double whammy. A late car and a potential engine penalty before the first race even starts. James Vowles insists that the relationship with Mercedes is stronger than ever. But you have to wonder if the late-night meetings at Grove are focused more on the legalities of their power unit than the aerodynamics of their front wing. What about Carlos Sainz? His face during today's launch told a story of determined anxiety. He left a Ferrari team that just set the fastest lap of the week with Lewis Hamilton, only to join a team that couldn't even make it to the first shakedown. Vowles admitted that Sainz's first question when he heard about the delay was, "What can I do to help?" But as helpful as Carlos wants to be, he cannot manufacture track time. Is this the 2026 version of Hamilton's move to Mercedes, or is it a repeat of Ricciardo's move to Renault? The FW48 is beautiful, aggressive and technically daring, with its flow state fan-designed livery hiding a chassis that is rumored to be right on the weight limit. But in Formula One, beauty doesn't earn points, reliability does. With only 6 days of testing left in Bahrain before the season opener, Williams has no room for error. If the FW48 hits the track and shows the same drag-induced porpoising that plagued Mercedes in Barcelona, or if the revolutionary zero side pod cooling fails in the desert heat, their season is effectively over before it begins. But there is a silver lining. Because Williams skipped Barcelona, they haven't shown their hand to the FIA or their rivals in the same way Ferrari has. While everyone is analyzing Hamilton's GPS data, nobody knows what the Williams is capable of. They might be the only team that has perfectly integrated the new active aerodynamics, switching between X mode and Z mode without the stability issues we saw from George Russell last week. James Vowles is gambling that the extra week in the wind tunnel and the factory was worth more than a few hundred laps of data on a cold track in Spain. If the calculated delay allowed them to fix a fundamental flaw that the other teams are only now discovering, Carlos Sainz might just be the smartest man on the grid. He has banked his entire future on this independent spirit of Williams, betting that their partnership with Anthropic and their thinking partner AI will help them out-engineer the giants. What do you think? Did Williams skip Barcelona because they were in genuine trouble with their crash tests and production, or because they've found a loophole so big they didn't want anyone to see it yet? Is the zero side pod design a stroke of genius in the 2026 regulations, or a ghost from the past that will haunt Carlos Sainz? Drop your theories in the comments. I'm replying to the best takes on the Williams FW48 design tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to World Formula Apex as we count down the final 9 days until the cars hit the track in Bahrain for the ultimate showdown.